If you're a sports fan, make sure you go check out SportsCastr for all of your sports news. Whether you are a Patriots fan or not, this is the perfect way to meet all of your sports needs and is a platform I personally use myself in case any of you guys want to catch me live talking about training camp recaps, etc. I'll leave a link in the description below. What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and apparently I'm giving you guys back-to-back videos on Patriots injury updates. Of course, before this one, I did an injury update on a lot of different players because the Patriots have been dealing with a lot of different injuries, such as Landon Roberts, Adam Butler, Matt Lacoste, Philip Dorsett, N'Keal Harry, and so much other stuff. If you want to know more about those players and some more about some, players dealing with injury and what injury they're dealing with and a possible timetable, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. And I did mention Maurice Harris in that video, but today we got an update on Maurice Harris, and it's not exactly what we would like to hear. So Tom Curran actually came out and he reported that Maurice Harris is actually dealing with a lower leg injury and he's going to be out for, quote, a while. Now the sad part about this is that we do not know how long, quote, a while is. But of course, this isn't something that he's just going to be out for a little bit of time. This isn't necessarily something like a Matt Lacoste injury where it's supposed to be minor. We don't know how long Maurice Harris will be out, but it's expected to be a pretty significant amount of time. Now, this injury happened on our first day of joint practice with the Tennessee Titans. Maurice Harris got injured at one point. At that time, it was unclear what happened, unclear really how it happened, but he ended up having both of his shoes off, taking a knee, and watching the rest of practice. Interesting enough, he didn't leave practice, so of course that's something to also monitor. And I've seen a lot of people starting to really compare this to last offseason when the Patriots had wide receiver Jordan Matthews, and then he got injured and the Patriots released him. And I've just seen a lot of people trying to relate that back to it. And guys, I really don't think at all that this is the same situation. You have to remember that, one, the Jordan Matthews injury happened way sooner in the offseason than it did for Maurice Harris. I mean, Jordan Matthews didn't even get to a preseason game. And Maurice Harris is by far making a better impression than Jordan Matthews ever did. Just the effect that Maurice Harris has already had on the team, the connection that he's made with Tom Brady, which is extremely hard to do, has been unreal. So you cannot compare the two at all. I would still be pretty surprised if the Patriots did release him. Now, while this definitely does suck for the Patriots no matter what, and it does suck for Maurice Harris, I am a lot more happy that this did happen now and that it didn't happen, say, week 4 of the preseason or right before we started the regular season. All in all, we want these guys to be ready for the start of the regular season. Really, that's my only concern. If these guys are ready for the start of the regular season, then to me, there's no reason to really be worried. A lot of people also are saying that this is not good for Maurice Harris as he's fighting for a roster spot, and I agree with that, but I also don't agree with that. Look, Maurice Harris is not a 100% roster lock, okay? I mean, really, ever since OTAs, minicamp, and all, he's been the number one wide receiver. He's shown up. Start of training camp, he's shown up. The past couple weeks, the past week or two, he's kind of taken a little bit of a decline. He's dropped some passes, both in practice, both in the preseason game. I believe he dropped 2 actually long passes from Jarrett Stidham in the preseason game. And that's not a Maurice Harris type of thing. He isn't a guy that drops passes. He's a sure-handed wide receiver. But at the same time, he's way more far along than other guys. Braxton Berrios, Dontrell Inman. Even, you can make the argument that he is a little bit more ahead than Jakobi Meyers, but of course Jakobi Meyers is still performing very well. But we've been hearing nonstop that Maurice Harris has really been one of the Patriots' best wide receivers this whole offseason, if not the best wide receiver. Of course, this is something, and it's going to be a story that we will have to continue to monitor. We'll really have to see how long he's going to be out for because, saying, and I quote, a while does not really help us with how long he's going to be out. And to me, how long he's out will depend on his future with the Patriots. Due to the injuries of all the Patriots wide receivers, the game against the Titans will really be a good thing for all the other wide receivers trying to make the roster. Guys like Gunner or Berrios or Dontrell Inman, Jakobi Meyers. Those will be your guys heading in to the Titans game, and it will be their really big chance to show what they're made of because they will be the starting wide receivers. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Maurice Harris getting injured? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it helps me, the channel, and even you guys out very much. Like always, if you guys would like to get some Patriots Global merchandise, there'll be a link in the description below. And if you send me a picture of you rocking your Patriots Global merch, whether that's a shirt, a hoodie, a tank, a phone case, whatever it may be, if you send me a picture, I will include you in my next YouTube video. But other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.